Hi friends, this is Caitlin. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be going over the new Sweet November Stamps fall release and give you a chance to win some giveaway prizes. So first up in the release we have Flutterby Opal. She's so cute with her little coffee cup, her little mug. Then we have Flutterby Amber and her leaves. Again, super cute and great for any kind of themed card. Then we have Sending Big Bear Hugs. I love this super cuddly bear. I've seen him colored up as a polar bear or a brown bear, and both versions are so sweet. Then we have a Chill in the Hair, which has a fall and a winter sweet little girl that you can color up her hair and practice your hair coloring. Then we have the Simple Room Autumn add-on, and this is great for autumn but also any time of year with the two different windows, one with the curtains and one without. This is the Simple Room Builder, which has been previously released. So you get the floorboards going in two different directions, you get the baseboards, you get a frame, and between those and those two windows you could build any kind of interior scene that you wanted. You could add a Christmas tree over this and make it winter, or put the fall pumpkin on the ledge. It's so cute. Then we have Harvest Wishes, which is one of my favorite stamp sets. These sweet little mice, I wanted to show you some cards that I made with them. So I have this cute mouse in his little jacket, as well as these really great mushrooms. You could create all kinds of different scenes. You could keep it really simple, like this little sweet mouse and his little piece of corn. I love that it has the autumn blessings, so you could make it a Thanksgiving card. I love all of the pumpkins and the walnuts and everything that's in this set. It's so unique, and Amy's mice are so cute. Then I just wanted to show you, I made a sister card to my Halloween card that has the shaker element, and one of the girls from the Chill in the Hair. I had so much fun coloring her up, and I love this slimline shaker card. So you are going to have a chance to win this stamp set. This is the Falling into Fairwees set number 2. And I love these guys, so my giveaway today is going to be for this stamp set, as well as Flutterby Opal, which I believe I am grabbing now to show you. There she is. So if you want a chance to win these two stamp sets, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, and leave me a comment down below telling me your favorite fall activity. This giveaway will be open until September 5th, 2022 at 5 p.m. Eastern. At that time, I will pick a random winner from the comments, and I'll announce who it is in a pinned comment back here on this video by 7 p.m. that night. So make sure you come back on Monday night to see if you were the lucky winner. This giveaway is open internationally, but please check down in the description box below for all of the details, and thank you for all of your support. So this card video is going to be a little longer than my normal ones, so if you need to go get a drink or a snack and pause this, now would be a good time before we jump all the way in. This card did take me about an hour and a half in real time to make, and normally my scene cards when I do ink blending do not take this long, but for some reason this one did. But with how happy I was with how it turned out, I would do it all again, even knowing it was going to be that long. And I wanted to make sure that I left in enough detail for you guys so that if you wanted to recreate this or create your own scene with similar images or just a similar style, that you would have all the information that you needed. So let's pause this, go get a snack, go get a drink, and then let's just dive right in. So I started out by stamping the images that I wanted closer to me first. So I stamped the little fair wee with her pumpkin and her fox friends. Then I stamped that same image on a full stick post-it note and fussy cut that and masked that up. Then the next scene is for a little further back. It's the little fair wee and her fox jumping into those leaves. I just think the joy on his face is so cute, and I love that her feet are kicked up. She's just ready to have a ball. So I stamped that image down, as well as the Hey Pumpkin sentiment. Then I fussy cut out that scene and got that mask into place as well. I decided to only mask off the 3 leaves that are on the right hand side of that scene, kind of in the middle of the card, because I knew my darkest colors would be in the middle, and my lighter colors that are going to be on the outer edges I would be able to cover up with a Copic marker. So if you are going to be using only light colors, you don't really have to mask up any of the leaves, or if you're going to be using darker colors the whole way across, you could always mask up all of your leaves, just kind of depending on how much fussy cutting you want to do. So I grabbed this new stencil from My Favorite Things. I absolutely love it. It's the Paint Strokes stencil, and I'm just using some full stick post-it notes to mask the extra kind of columns of paint strokes on either side. And I'm going to be starting with one darker block right through the center of my card, and I'm going to be inking it up so that the focus and the darkest part of my color is right along the edges of my stencil, so you get that kind of build up frame look with the center area being a little bit lighter. Then I'm going to shift everything over and switch up which brush stroke I'm using, and I'm going to do kind of symmetrically on either side of that red. I'm going in with Fired Brick, which is a very pretty fall red, but still like a very true brighter red. It definitely gives you more of a pop than the aged mahogany that I used in the center. So we did one of those on the left, and I'm going to spin my stencil around so it's just the same bar but upside down. And I'm going to do the same thing on the right hand side. And then again, kind of repeating this process all the way across the card. Next up, I'm going in with a Rusty Hinge. This is definitely a little bit more of a subdued color story for me. I usually go more for the carved pumpkins and like squeezed lemonade or mustard seed, but I was really feeling the kind of softer, more like burnt colors that this kind of quad of colors gave me. So Rusty Hinge was a really beautiful orange for this and kind of matched in better with the foxes. And then my last color for this color band across the top is going to be the Fossilized Amber. I did make a little bit of a slip there, but it's okay because when I go in with my die later to cut the scene out, it's going to get trimmed off. So next I went in with a tiny detail brush from Simon Says Stamp, and I'm just using the flat clean edge of my stencil to continue the line from my mask straight across to create my own kind of horizon line, going in with Ground Espresso, and then I went in with Gathered Twigs on a slightly bigger brush, and then also with Antique Linen just to kind of soften and create an ombre effect from dark to light over that sentiment, but I wanted to make sure you could still read the sentiment. So to activate those distress inks, I just dropped a little bit of water and added some of the Rusty Hinge and some water and splattered that on. The thing is that I used my Copic Express It paper for this so that I could get a good Copic blend, but because of that, I didn't want to put a lot of water or let it sit for a long time, because Copic Express It paper just isn't meant for water from my experience. So I kind of sprayed those things on and then immediately blotted with a paper towel, and that also helps to make sure that your masks hold up. So I peeled off my mask, which is always very, what's that word? It's a very, not nice. It'll come to me. I'll think of it. Satisfying. There it is. It's very satisfying. Then I grabbed my Copic hex chart and I'm going through to match up markers to my ink colors for any areas where I might have masked and kind of missed the mark as far as either overcutting, well, pretty much overcutting, going out of the lines so that I have a little bit of extra white border where there shouldn't be one. That's my favorite way to kind of fill in those gaps, and that way I don't have to stress out too much when I am fussy cutting my masks. So to bring in one more fun fall color, I decided to go with kind of an olive army green. And so I grabbed my YG90s for the Fair Wees overalls. I'm going to use the same trio for both Fair Wees, the YG99, 97, and 95. And I'm just going in to kind of create those shadows and play up the little folds on their cuffs. These are so cute and they don't have a ton of space, so I think these are great if you're practicing or you're just starting out. You could definitely get away with a 2 color blend on these. I prefer the 3 just so I can get a nicer highlight and a little bit more contrast, but definitely fun to play with no matter what skill level you're at. Then I decided to go in on the Fair Wee on the left and color in her skin tone. I went for kind of my normal standard Caucasian skin tone, and of course I'll have all of my colors listed in the description box below for you guys with a full list of all of the Copics that I've used today because it's a lot for this scene. So for the Fair We on the right, I decided to give her a darker skin tone. So I went in with my E20s and had a lot of fun kind of building up the contrast. I did have to go over this 2 times to get a nice blend between that E25 and the E23. There is a little bit of a jump there, but 2 coats worked out perfectly. I gave her a little bit of blush, and then I decided, you can see I'm going back in now with that darker color just to pump up her contrast a little bit. I felt like that E23 kind of took over and washed her out a little, and I did not want that. Normally I give my Fair Wees some turquoise wings or teal wings, but this time I decided to have them be a little bit more golden tone to match with that fossilized amber. And I thought that the perfect complement to their green overalls would be some really fun orangey long sleeve shirts that we're going to make plaid at the end. So I'm just going in with 2 orangey colors to shade those in nice and simple. And then it was time to start on hair. So I knew I wanted to keep the fairy on the right, her hair nice and dark, and really emphasize that curly texture in her hair. So you can see I'm kind of just going through and starting to build little S and C shapes, going in with my darkest colors first, and then I jumped into my E40s, using that 49 for just still kind of building in that depth, and then the 47 to start blending out. But you can see I'm working hard to make sure that I leave enough white space so that that E44 can still pop and create that really pretty highlight. While I'm working on shading in this hair, I just wanted to let you know that as well as my own giveaway that's happening on this channel, there are also a couple other giveaways happening with the design team members from Sweet November Stamps, and Sweet November is also doing an Instagram hop with a giveaway for the full release over on their Instagram. So I'm going to make sure to link down below everything that you need to go over there and check that out so you can enter a chance to win the entire release as well as your chance to win over here. So I love that Sweet November does these fun giveaways with every new release, and these 2 releases this last month and this month are just so beautiful and so unique. I've seen a lot of really cool Halloween and fall stamps out this year, but nothing that stands out to me and is so different the way that Sweet November is. So I shaded in my pumpkin. I've shown lots of pumpkins. I'll have those colors down below for you. And then I'm shading in my little leaves. Like I said, I put my maroon darker leaves over on the left hand side where I knew I could cover up the yellow and the orange. And the ones that I had masked in the middle, I colored in the yellow and the orange to kind of pop off of that darker aged mahogany background. So now I'm going in and starting to shade my leaf pile. So what I did was I went in with a red trio first and just kind of picked some areas to shade in red, and now I'm going in with my oranges to shade in what areas are going to be orange. Then the last step is going to be going in with 3 different yellows to shade that area in, and then to bring it all together. I've tried this a couple times, and this seems to be what works out the best for me, is once I have my colors kind of blocked out, I go back in with the other colors over the lightest area. So in this case, it was going in over my yellow areas with the red and the orange, and kind of just dotting in more color to break up those lines of where everything kind of is separated now. So that way it looks like they're kind of ombreing and mixing together, but maybe different areas of the pile have, you know, leaves from different trees that have kind of been raked into one spot. So this way you still get a really pretty wash of different colors, but everything doesn't look like it's building blocks or something like that. So for the hair on my other little Fair We, I decided to give her some kind of ashy blonde hair. And so I went in with my E40s. I kept it really light at first, but then I decided with all the other dark colors on the card, she needed a little more contrast. So I did pull in some of my E47 just to pop that a little bit extra and just kind of define those hair texture. So the last step were these foxes. They're so stinking cute. So I did E09 for my darkest shade, then the E08 just to do something a little bit different. I tried to pull in some markers that I don't use as often. And then I finished it with the YR27 just to, again, tie in kind of those more fossilized amber kind of colors that are in this card. I used some lighter creamy markers on the face and the end of the tail just to kind of make sure they didn't look too stark and white. But I really wanted the face part to still be bright enough that you could kind of see their expression, especially this last one that's jumping into the air. Literally, that fox is just like the perfect picture of joy to me. Like it is the perfect expression of pure fall joy. Like that is how I remember feeling as a kid, getting ready to jump into leaves, and it's just it makes my heart happy. That's why I love these kind of cards and this time of year. It really does just make me feel so happy. And I know not everybody loves Halloween, but I hope everybody likes fall. So now I'm going in with my white gel pen and I'm just creating a checkered pattern over the sleeves of my Fair We shirt. This is going to give us that plaid effect. And now that our scene is done, it was time to trim everything out. I'm using these decal dies, A2 decal dies from Hello Bluebird. These are newer. I had the decal mini slimlines and I fell in love. So when I saw there was going to be a A2 size, I was all over it. So I trimmed that out. We're going to be building on a base of Neenah Desert Storm cardstock. So I cut that down to 5.5 and then scored it at 4.25, folded it, and then I decided when I saw my scene on the plain cardstock that it just didn't pop. All that color against that plain cardstock didn't speak to me. So I grabbed this scrap of maroon cardstock that I had, and now I'm just measuring my scene to make sure I knew what dimensions to use, and I trimmed this maroon cardstock down to 3 3/4 by 5 inches, and it makes the perfect little mask frame to go right around my scene. And I think that the addition of that little pop of color just helps to bring everything together. So I added some foam tape to the back of my scene and then added that to my little frame. Then I used liquid glue to adhere my mat to my card base, and that was everything done. I hope that you enjoyed making this card with me today. I hope that you have an amazing week, and don't forget to enter to win this stamp set and the Flutterbee Opal by leaving a comment, liking this video, and making sure that you are subscribed to my channel before Monday, August 5th, 2022 at 5 p.m. Eastern. Once again, thank you so much. I hope that you love this fall release from Sweet November Stamps as much as I do. I just think these are the most adorable, and you can make all kinds of cards with them. So I hope that you have an amazing week, and as always, happy crafting.